What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie Cry Macho. This movie isn't extremely new, it came out in September, but I'm just now getting around to seeing it. It's one that I really wanted to see. It was actually in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year list, and I didn't ever get around to seeing it in the theater. I was really upset about that because I really wanted to see it, but just never got around to it, and it left pretty quickly because it didn't do very good in the box office, and I didn't want to watch it on HBO Max. I should have just watched it then, but I was hoping to get to see it in the theater, and by the time it left and everything, I was like, screw it, I'll just wait till it gets on DVD, and I ended up checking it out at the library and watching it. And so the movie follows ex-rodeo star named Mike, who he's also a washed-up horse breeder, and he's an old man, and he takes a job from his ex-boss to go to Mexico and bring his son back and everything. His ex-boss can't go down there for legal reasons, so he ends up doing this because he feels like he owes him for all the stuff that he's helped him throughout his career and his lifetime. And he gets down there and he finds his son, and him and this boy and the boy's pet rooster Macho are making their way back to Texas, and they encounter all kinds of different situations throughout the movie. This is an alright movie. It's not near as good as I was hoping it would be, but I actually did really enjoy it though, for the most part. I just wouldn't say it's one of the best movies of the year. It's actually more than alright. It's a pretty good movie. And everything. I just was hoping for more out of it. There's not a lot of intensity or anything like that. It's kind of a small, quiet movie, which I wasn't expecting. I was kind of hoping for more out of it and everything, that there'd maybe be some action or something in it. Not like an action-packed movie, but you know what I mean. Like there'd be stakes and stuff, and there really isn't. That they don't really ever get into that big of danger, and the one time that they do towards the end of it, it's kind of dumb. The way it ends, like the way it happens is the rooster stops it and everything. And there's some slow parts in the movie, especially towards the middle of it, when they're on their way and they stop at this house and everything, and he's having to break these horses and stuff and all that, and they're staying with this family, and he kind of gets this relationship with this woman that it's kind of weird because she's at least in her 50s or 60s and he's in his 90s, and everything. It's kind of hard to believe that someone that young would want to be with someone that old, but I mean, I guess there's weirder stuff out there, whatever floats their boats. But this is a alright movie. It's definitely not one of Clint Eastwood's better movies. In fact, out of the last 4 movies that he starred in, which would be Gran Torino, Trouble with the Curve, and The Mule, and this one, I'd say this is probably my least favorite out of those. He's been on a roll though, in movies that he's been in, because he hasn't been doing very much. Like he's spreaded them out really well over the last 12 years since he did Gran Torino and everything. He spreads out his projects of ones that he stars in and everything, and it's kind of, his marketing tool is kind of wearing off, where each movie might be his last one that he stars in. But I think this one was a pretty good one. I don't think it'd be the best way to end his acting career if he doesn't decide to act again, but at the same time, it's a good enough movie. He still has some really good moments in here, and he's a likable character. There are some things about it that I don't like though, like some of the dialogue is just not the best written, especially some of the scenes like when he's talking with his ex-boss played by Dwight Yoakam. Dwight Yoakam's acting in here is kind of cheesy, and his line delivery is just kind of unintentionally hilarious. He's just kind of over dramatic the way he speaks and everything, and his dialogue doesn't really help it either. It's kind of amusing. I don't think it was intentionally amusing, but and the kid that plays the young boy, and I can't remember what his name, Raphael, I think is his name. The kid that plays him, his acting was just okay, and since he's a kid actor, I'm gonna give him a pass, but he wasn't the best. Like, out of kid actors, he's definitely not the best. And we've seen this type of story done before, where you get a character having to take care of a kid in a situation when this isn't really a new type of story. We've seen it done before and done better in other movies. Like personally, I feel like this type of story was done even better in the movie Logan, which isn't really the exact same type of movie, but it kind of is at the same time. But it is still entertaining. I was never bored with it, and it's not too long. It's only an hour and 44 minutes, so it doesn't really overstay its welcome. But it could have been a little bit shorter. They could have cut down a little bit in the middle, and it would have been even better. And I didn't like the way it just abruptly ends and stuff. Like I kind of wish that there would have been more conflict at the end of it and stuff. They built it up like there was going to be this big conflict by the end of the movie, and it never really goes there and everything. So that was kind of disappointing. But all in all, I think this is a decent enough movie. It could have been a lot worse. Could have been better for sure, but it's definitely not a terrible movie or anything. It's not one that I would say is one of my most disappointing of the year either, because I didn't really know a whole lot of what to expect, because I avoided the marketing on this movie as much as I could. I think I saw the first trailer, but by now I totally forgot what was even in the trailer, to be honest with you. So it didn't really bother me. This was just an alright movie. Could have been better, could have been worse. There are like I said, way worse movies. Clint Eastwood gave a really good performance, so he's still really good. At 91 years old, he's still riding horses and stuff in this movie, and it's crazy. It's like, I'm 29 years old, and I don't even like the thought of trying to ride a horse. But he does a good job in here, and he did a good job directing it and stuff like that. And it has some good music in here too. Like there's some songs in here that I like. But yeah, so I'd say I'd give Cry Macho a 7.5 out of 10. It's really enjoyable, and it's one that I wouldn't mind rewatching every now and then. It's just not going to be one that I want to rewatch over and over again like some of his other movies that I absolutely love. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Cry Macho, and hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.